Today, Valve issued a secret Dota 2 update which is going to cause the Crownfall Treasures to spike in value and the cost of many sets in those treasures to increase, all while continuing anti-consumer and very disingenuous sales tactics to the player base. If you haven't watched my previous video on this topic, The Art of FOMO, Valve's masterclass in making you spend money in Dota 2, this is another example of frankly unethical business practices by Valve. Today, June 2nd, 2025, Crownfall was actually terminated in the game files. This change was not displayed anywhere, it was not mentioned by Valve, and it was not in any way relayed to the players. What this means is that the Candyworks caravan was disabled entirely, and although basically everybody had zero rerolls, it was still being used by some players purchasing reroll packs, but this isn't important. What is important, however, is that the reroll packs were removed from the store while both of the Collector's Cache treasures are still for sale. The Crownfall Collector's Cache 1 has been for sale for 328 days, and on release it said explicitly it would only be for sale until Crownfall concludes, which technically happened in February. Crownfall ended 4 months ago, but they left both of these caches in the store, and the text which displayed for sale until Crownfall ends was changed to available for a limited time. This would be less problematic if it wasn't alongside the dubious situation with the Heroes Horde treasure, which was priced like a cache, it looked like a cache, it used cache artwork, it was even listed as a cache treasure in the game files. It looks like a cache, smells like a cache, but it was never actually said specifically that it was a temporary treasure. However, in my opinion, this was all an intentional tactic by Valve to evoke FOMO with the new Heroes Horde treasure, exploiting the player's misunderstanding by misrepresenting this new class of treasure that Valve created to increase the sales of this new cache-priced treasure while making people think they only had a short opportunity to pick up this re-released Battle Pass Arcana. But the Heroes Horde is still for sale, and I don't think it's ever going to be removed. Lastly, out of nowhere, like all of these changes, the Crownfall Treasure 1, 2, and 3 have had their recycling disabled. This is the most significant change of this update, as people were unboxing these treasures and using the drops to recycle and create new treasures, and randomly, the crafting for these treasures was disabled while the treasure is still being sold for full price. This has never happened in Dota before, and even though Valve has disabled recycling for some older treasures in the past, they have never disabled recycling sets when they are still selling the treasure for full retail price. This change is going to significantly increase the market prices of the 3 Crownfall treasures, as well as the supply of new Crownfall Unusuals is going to slow to a crawl, even though it is already extremely limited. The supply of the rares as well as the Unusuals is going to continue to decline because the Crownfall treasures 1, 2, and 3 are uneconomical to unbox at full retail price, and with this change, the price of the treasures is going to significantly increase in the coming days because the Steam market price is directly linked to the cost of recycling 6 of the common sets. I think the popular rare sets from the Crownfall treasures are also going to increase in price soon, so if you've been putting off picking up the Drow set with the new taunt, the Phantom Lancer set with the new taunt, or maybe even the Meepo set, it might be a good time to do so. It might seem strange to be complaining about Valve selling a cache treasure for a longer time, and some people might see this as Valve being the good guys and giving everyone a fair opportunity to buy them. However, that is simply not the case here. This is a predatory tactic, as Valve is giving a false impression of when these products are going to be removed from sale permanently, and doing what Valve does best, which is exploiting the fear of missing out, but doing so in a dubious and disingenuous way. There are reasonable and ethical ways to use this sales tactic, and Valve is entirely capable of giving concrete dates for the sale of these items, but frankly, even when they do in the past, sometimes they just ignore them and continue to do what is going to generate the most revenue. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you found this at all interesting. Thank you so much to my YouTube members, and check out my Discord link in the description. We're currently giving away an autographed Terrorblade Arcana, and the giveaway is completely free to enter.